I didn't really sleep
About to
much.
shit my pants.
Yo,
Welcome home. This is the Residency Podcast. I am Jeff Tomasic with Drew Belcher and Lo Raven.
Yellow.
Bringing you the biggest guests and stories in entertainment, business, pop culture, and sports from our studio on the Las Vegas Strip inside the Mandalay Bay. Make sure to subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. This episode is brought to you by Mandalay Bay. All is right in the world because football has finally started again. Do not forget that the Bud Light Beer Garden between Mandalay Bay and Luxor is the only place to enjoy the pregame and postgame for all of the Raiders games. Tons of food, music, big guest experiences, and we will be there all the time to hang out with you guys, so let us know when you're going. The hit TV show America's Got Talent has been transformed into a live performance, showcasing the best of comedy, music, danger, dance, and more. Debuting at Luxor starting November 4th, so make sure to grab some tickets. Yo, how sick would it be to actually win America's Got Talent?
I hope we have talent.
It'd be so sick. I can't, yeah, not you, but Lo be juggling, by the way, on the show. I can't think of a band more legendary than Rolling Stones, and their No Filter tour is coming to Las Vegas November 6th. Make sure to check that out. Once in a lifetime experience for sure.
How old are those guys?
Old enough to still make a ton of money. Come see us at our studio in the Mandalay Bay Sportsbook anytime. You know we're here. We appreciate you as always. Let's get in the show. Today we have a legend in the restaurant scene, the pizza bad boy himself, the Sultan of Sauce. The owner of Good Pie in downtown Las Vegas, Vincent Rotolo. What's good, man? How are you?
Yo, what's up?
Welcome,
How are
man.
you?
Welcome.
So happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me. Awesome. That was an incredible intro, by
Thank
the way.
you. I
The
appreciate
Sultan
that.
of Sauce.
You like it?
Wait, no one's ever said that,
There you
and
go.
I wouldn't say I'm a legend, but I can let you say it. So that's
I
cool.
will, you are getting married tomorrow, which we just
Which
found
is
out.
crazy to us.
Unreal, getting married.
Yes.
And then you come to our
Yeah.
podcast
Yeah.
before then.
Yeah. He
I'm
his-
just hoorah.
He told his fiance, hey, excuse me, I have something to take care of.
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow.
No, she's actually getting her hair done for 4 hours right now.
Perfect.
So I didn't.
Perfect. Perfect.
I'm like, hey, this is a great opportunity to come hang out with
Balance.
the boys and try to.
Balance. Life's about balance.
There's so much testosterone in here, though. This is kind of like the start of the bachelor party right
Yeah.
here.
There you go.
By the way, and as a wedding gift, you can have Sultan of Sauce. That you can trademark it. That should be
That's
the new
yours.
slogan.
SOS.
Yeah.
I love it.
Let's go. T-shirts to be made next week.
Let's do it.
Let's
Fucking
go.
love
I love it.
Can we kick it off with some rapid fire pizza questions for you?
Yeah, hit me.
All right, let's go.
I love that, by the way.
What's the biggest mistake people can make when they're making pizza?
Over top and overstretch.
Overstretch.
Ooh, I like that.
for sure. You
Over
can't have
top
that.
and overstretch.
Over top, center load, overstretch. Those are the three major issues.
You get that terrible flop.
Overtopping is the biggest problem in pizza, even pros, like not even
Yeah.
amateurs. Overtopping, overstretching,
top.
center loading. Because when it bakes, everything wants to go to the middle anyway. And you got to know that things that you put on the pizza will move. They're gonna shift in flight, right? Things will be moving.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and they're gonna move to the middle. So yeah.
Tutorial, guys.
There
Wow,
it
what a
is.
fucking great response.
those
we
are
did
the
not give
easiest
him this
mistakes.
question
Yeah.
before either.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was-
no.
Yo, off the cuff. Let's
Off the
do
cuff,
it.
let's go.
Improv.
Name a topping that should be banned from pizza forever.
Ah, dude.
go ahead.
I mean, no topping should be banned from pizza forever because everybody has something, but there's some people that can choose, like, the pineapple, the ranch, the controversial bullshit that people kind of like for marketing purposes or exploitation purposes or for purposes that were lack integrity or purity or quality. Those are the things that should be banned from pizza always, but that's never going to happen. So
Right.
anything that lacks integrity,
Just
Okay.
low quality shit should be just left off.
anything straight out of a can.
There we go.
Out of there.
Love that.
Straight out of a can on a pizza, like ban it.
Ban it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Love
fair.
So
That's
canned
fair.
pineapple would be absolutely fucking no.
Absolutely no, but I've seen some delicious pineapple that gets treated properly with respect prior to being applied, and that's okay. Anything that's treated right before it goes on
Yeah.
is okay.
Like-
Anything that's just pulled out and thrown on is not okay, especially anything that's going to hold a lot of moisture that will the moisture and the wet, right? Whatever's in there is going to come out during the bake on your crust.
Soggy.
That's just bad news. It's disrespectful. Stop doing that. Yo, stop doing it.
You little soggy sliced bitch.
Stop it, yo.
Oh, whack ass thing. I like that.
Stop
one.
it. Sorry.
can.
I'm yelling at you. Stop being a fucking Momo.
There's standards to this.
For sure.
Yes.
When's the last time you ordered a chain delivery pizza?
And
from who?
A chain. I do R&D on delivery constantly.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I remember I didn't order it, but I was in a house that ordered it. Does that
Okay.
count?
That counts.
That counts.
That counts.
So I was at a friend's house. There was a sporting event on. Papa John's was ordered.
Okay.
And it was delivered, and I ate some. So that was like 2007.
Oh my god.
Fucking guy said, 14 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2000. I remember.
See, you
I remember
never-
because we talked about it.
I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be, Super Bowl.
Yeah, right? I remember because I had a BlackBerry, so
Yeah.
I didn't have an iPhone.
Yeah, bro.
I remember because I took a grainy photo of it. It's a trash.
That's great.
Yo, yeah.
Then I played
That's it.
Snake
Pre
after.
Facebook.
Yeah, that's-
that was like my first Facebook post.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, for sure.
2007 was around
I
that.
posted on MySpace. So I remember
my
distinctly. Well, you kind of answered the great debate: pineapple on pizza. Yes, if it's done with quality ingredients.
I'll never do it.
Right.
Okay.
But I recently had a customer come in and we talked, and this girl went to Boise State and was upset because they lost. I guess they lost a baseball team or something. So she was disappointed about losing a sports team. And so I told her, just I felt bad. And I was like, if you bring in a pineapple, that's a whole pineapple, I'll put it on for you. But don't bring a can in here. We'll ban you. So she came back with a pineapple and we put it on.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Wow, she actually came. Excuse me,
Come with
I'm
your
here
fresh ingredients,
checking for
you'll
my
put it on.
table.
She literally was like, Vince said, if I bring this, you'll put it on. And we did.
I love that.
I love
We
that.
sliced it up on the slicer.
Yeah.
We didn't even take the middle out. We just thin sliced it, salt and pepper, roasted it on a rack. We pre-roasted it, reduced the moisture, and then we just put it on the pizza
Ooh, that actually
post
sounds
oven.
Have you ever had any other custom toppings? Bring in toppings?
Did they
No.
bring in the actual anchovy?
Yeah, right.
You can bring an anchovy. I'll do it. I think that there's certain things we don't buy because our own integrity or quality feelings about it, right? I just believe like this is my pizza until I agree to sell it to you.
Yeah.
Like this is not your pizza before you paid. And if I don't agree to sell it to you, then you ain't getting it.
I like that philosophy.
And I don't want to sound condescending, but it means that much to me. So customers that come in and we have to deny them certain things they're asking for, we try to do it carefully and we always want to offer them a thoughtful alternative and just be on their side.
Yeah.
Just let's get to the end result of what they want, but we don't ever compromise quality.
Good, as you shouldn't. 100%.
Yeah, I love
This
that.
is not a build your own, like
Yeah.
freely.
Here's
It's
what
a
we
build your own within our world
Our
of
frame.
what we want to allow,
Exactly.
right? So
Love that.
so that's what it is.
I like that. That makes sense. That was our rapid fire pizza section.
Yeah, there we go. Question with the first one.
Yo,
That was good.
I feel relieved.
That was tough, right?
No, I thought I was about to get stumped right now.
That was tough.
Because you guys keep it real. You guys are not playing
Hey,
around.
Look, we were trying to get to the bottom of this, right? You know, pizza has a history. We need to hear it all. By the way, all the things that you could spend your time doing, why did you decide to go into one of the most difficult directions in the world and open restaurants?
I just have an intense love and passion for it for a long, long time. I think that growing up in New York City and spending a lot of time in Brooklyn and Lower Manhattan, my mom lived in Brooklyn. I lived with her, and then my dad lived in Greenwich Village on Bleecker Street above John's, which was a famous pizzeria.
Still is, yeah.
The original Brick Oven John's. I think it's got the highest score ever on like Barstool.
It does.
Yeah.
Pizza
Oh, sick.
reviews.
Yeah, John's on Bleecker. It's the
And
number
well
one.
deserved. So I grew up on weekends living above that pizzeria, and it's kind of an institution, and started working there as a pre-teen in 1985, and it's been a love affair with pizza ever since. And so it's just it just gives me a feeling of nostalgia, of youth, of my father. My father was good friends with the owner, and may he rest in peace. And it keeps me connected to family and my heritage in a way that no other food has. And I think that's really important. Everything I do in the food space, I have a strong emotional connection to, and that's why I don't do certain gimmicky things. But I think that I'm finding my voice within things that are perceived to be gimmicks that I can put out to grab people's attention, that I can also be proud of to put out and not feel like I'm putting something out that's below my standard in order to just sell a product or get attention.
Right. Well, you obviously started your foray into pizza late. What were you doing in between that time? You became an adult. You obviously tried other jobs and then came back to pizza.
Yeah. It was always hospitality for me, except
Okay.
a real short time when I ran a youth sports program and my son was young. So the story real quick, the short version of the long story is this. When I was 12 years old, I started at John's Pizza. I was a kid and worked on weekends and after school, and kind of grew up in that pizzeria and was rolling dough. And I was like below busser. I was like an assistant to the busser. and then I became a busser, and then kind of had an opportunity to go on the route as a pizza maker. But at that time, the pizza makers were not really making the kind of money that the servers were making. And it was harder work. So I was like, okay, I learned how to make a pizza. My brother actually was a server there, 3 years older than me. He was 16, I was 13 at the time. And he was making pizzas like for family meal. So I started making the pizza, kind of fell in love with it, but I wanted the money more because I wanted to save up for a BMX bike, and we had like a quarter pipe in our backyard, and I just wanted money.
Right. I wanted a motherfucking bike.
Yo, I wanted to get that cash. I needed that cool hara, man. I needed that haro. I needed that bling, that BMX bling at that time.
Yeah.
So I went on the path to front a house and stayed on that path, but in my private life, away from work, I always made pizza at home. I grilled a lot of pizza for decades. I was tailgating with pizza, at sporting events. So I made pizza throughout my whole life from 1985 till now, but I didn't sell a pizza professionally that I made till I was 41 years old.
Really?
Yeah, so my first pizza I made at age 13, but my first pizza sold was age 41 here in Vegas.
That's wild.
Did you always want to know that you wanted to be on the entrepreneur side? Because that's a big risk, man.
I did.
Yeah.
I
Like,
did.
One thing to love pizza, it's another thing to put your life stake on it, your family stake on it,
I always knew I wanted to be a restaurateur, but I kind of had the mentality that I would have to hire a chef to work for me to figure it out. I never thought I'd be able to be the chef and the owner of a successful restaurant until about 6 years ago. I started thinking, I think I can do this, because when you spend decades, like literally decades, in the front of house, you're working with great chefs eventually, and you're going to kind of like absorb that information like by osmosis or in some way, shape, or form. You're going to start thinking in a culinary way, right? And I worked with great people that were just talented and inspiring and just tasting the food, and it really just, it could take you on a journey and just tell a story, right? And so I think that, I worked with some incredible people that have become mentors and lifelong friends, and they've helped to encourage me to do the things that I was not confident that I could do. And so that's how I kind of got from front of house managerial operational guy to I can actually cook delicious food and run a professional kitchen as good or better than anybody in this industry, and just build confidence.
Has Chef Vincent and owner Vincent ever gotten into an argument and disagreed on stuff?
Yeah, a little.
That's
10,000%.
We've all owned and pieces of different restaurants before.
100%.
Yeah.
None of us have ever been the chefs of them.
Yeah.
I don't know what that balance is like, because that's interesting.
I've argued with many chefs.
Yeah, exactly. So like, have you
First of all,
Push and pull,
I don't consider myself a chef. I'm a pizzaiolo, and that's
Okay.
I'm a pizzaiolo and a restaurateur. Before the word chef means so many different things, but none of those things I think are appropriate for me. But the title comes in front of my name just because that's how people can relate to someone who's in charge of the food or created the recipes. But I'm not a chef. I'm a pizza maker, and one of my dearest friends and closest mentors, John Arena, he's been really promoting this I'm a pizza maker and that's enough. And he has t-shirts now, and I think there's a pride and a sense of self-worth that if you look at the pizza makers who are on the top of the game, like Tony Gemignani and Chris Decker and Arena and some other people in Vegas and beyond Vegas, it is enough to consider yourself a pizza maker, and it is something to be proud of, and it's a position of honor and strength if you think about it in the right way. And so mindset is everything, perspective is important, and I know that being a pizza maker is enough. And I have aspirations to do restaurants like Beyond Pizza. Mm-hmm. And I'm confident in my abilities and my food knowledge that I can put together a menu that's not pizza related, that can still be received well, executed with fine attention to detail, costed properly, where it's from a margin perspective, it's thought out properly, and also that will be something that I'd be proud to serve even my closest family or eat every day myself. Right? Because when you're thinking like a chef or you're cooking at home, it's a different world, because when you put cost into it, like when I cook at home, you're not costing out a dish at a dinner party.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't care. You're acquiring the best of the best from the best sources and you're feeding your loved ones and your friends and family at that dinner party in your home.
That's the art side of it, right?
Yeah,
that's the art side of it, right?
Of course.
But there's also the balance of the business and the science of it.
Right.
And so you have to be. One of my guys, Michael Ayub, who is the owner-operator of Fornino in Brooklyn, he told me when I was very, very young, he gave me my first GM job, and he said, listen, Vincent, it's only one number on the clock. There's 11 other things you got to hit on. And you got to be good at a lot of things to be successful in this business.
For sure, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've seen a lot of people come and go in this industry. That's why I asked, that owner, operator, pizza maker in charge of food and in charge of the bottom line. That's like a really tough line to really dance on, to be successful on the business side.
It's hard to edit yourself on your cost.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of places have somebody else doing it. But I'm fortunate enough that I was thinking about.
Got it down to a size
well,
now.
I can wear those different hats without, like you said, arguing with myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
And without compromising the product.
Without compromising the product, and also understanding like that there's a value associated with a high quality pizza product that people are willing to pay more for.
Absolutely.
And I'm not afraid to charge more because I know what goes into it.
Yeah. Can Vegas, or is Vegas now considered in your eyes a pizza town in any way?
Oh, absolutely. Not just my eyes.
Yeah.
In the eyes of the entire pizza world, in the eyes of the discerning opinions that really matter, that set the standard, that are the trendsetters of our industry, everyone considers Vegas to be a pizza town. And it's mostly because of John Arena and Tony. But guys like me are helping that, right? And there's so many others. Yukon Pizza, my really great friend Alex White, he's been around the scene 6 or 7 years doing pop-ups. He just signed a lease, in downtown Las Vegas. He did a deal with Jay Dapper, who's a huge developer, and he's building a place now. So there's more. This is just the beginning for Vegas.
Yeah. That's an interesting question, I guess, from the pizza world standards. Like, what are the top pizza cities? Vegas may be included there, do you think, in the U.S.?
Well, TripAdvisor only in 2019 had Las Vegas listed as number 3 in America. And that's
pizza town?
TripAdvisor.
Pizza destination?
Oh,
pizza.
wow.
So it was New York was number 1, San Francisco number 2, Vegas was 3, Chicago was 4. We were ahead of Chicago.
On
I'm just telling you,
TripAdvisor?
TripAdvisor. Look it up.
I love
Check
that.
it out. Like, I'm not.
It sounds crazy, but being in, I guess, the foodie scene,
Yeah.
I can tell you some of the best pizza in the entire United States can be found in Las Vegas.
That's incredible. That's exciting.
The list goes on and on about different styles too. Like Gio Moro. Okay, look at it this way. In the last,
Give us the styles.
Yeah, can you give us a styles?
Give us the
How many
styles.
styles of pizza are there?
let's just say this: the highest quality and the most sought after styles are being done in Las Vegas at a world class level that other cities look to us for like knowledge and information.
Right.
Other cities are coming to Vegas. People are hiring Arena. People are going to Tony's school and learning, right? Pizza making. The Pizza Bible is written by Tony Gemignani, right? It's the most successful book in the history of pizza, and it always will be. Like, every pizza maker starts with that book if you really get serious, right? And that breaks down all the different styles, the different formulas, the different recipes, the different doughs, the different hydrations, all the different methodology and technique to get you to the styles. Like Detroit style's really hot, right? We saw that coming years ago. I was doing Detroit in 2016, and I knew it was going to explode and blow up. I just had that feeling. Like, square pies are taking America by storm. Like, we're doing grandmas, we're doing Detroits, we're doing Sicilians, we're doing, Romans, all in Las Vegas at a very high level. Izzy's Pizza Bus is crushing it with some of the best Detroit in the country right now on a bus.
Yeah.
That guy did his homework too. That guy researched and read and studied and went to seminars at the expo. And that guy, you know what I mean? So many places are coming up that are, Old School Pizzeria, Manzu, Gio Moro, Michael Vacnine, Pop-Up Pizza. Obviously, Mimo Ferraro, he's doing great stuff from Ferraro's, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Iconic
Yeah.
restaurant.
Yeah.
So Mimo is the
love
son.
Ferraro's, Vegas staple.
Yeah, for sure.
He has a great Forte pizza. He's all over. He's doing high volume, excellent quality. Because look at it this way, guys. The more pizza you put out, the worse it's going to be. When we first opened Good Pie, we're doing 100 pies a day. It's easy to be good. Now we're doing 300 to 400 pies a day. It's harder to be better.
Yeah.
We've increased production and increased quality, and that's what we built. But when you're doing 1,000 slices in 4 hours, dude, that's not 500 slices an hour. There's going to be a slice in there that's not amazing.
It's
gonna be trash.
There's going to be one that's like not up
odds
to
are not
par,
in your
bro.
flavor.
But Tony is the king of high volume, high quality. John Arena is he really was the first guy to teach me how to think about doing a 50 pie hour. It's a different thought process. Super Bowl, you're You're gonna put out garbage, dude. You better get your shit together.
Yeah.
You better
Gotta be
talk
prepared.
Talk to Arena. Don't ask me because I learned from him. Just go to the guy.
Do you just have
That's awesome.
do you just have moments where you just say, "Hey, this is the top quantity we can sell today, and that's it. I'd rather not sell anymore because this is where we stop."
Yes, but it has to do with the age of the dough.
Yeah.
I'll never sell day-old dough or same-day dough. There are guys in the industry that I know are selling dough that was like made like 3 hours ago. Like that's just not. I'll never do that. And
Right.
we've had some moments during peak volume where we've had to say, "I'm sorry, we're sold out of dough," just so we can preserve what we had on hand for the following day and just kind of reset. But then we've increased production and we adjust. So selling out's a bad thing, right? You
Right.
don't want to turn away people. People sometimes travel an hour to get to
100%.
Good Pie and then,
Sure.
okay, sorry, we're sold out. So I try to be real sensitive to it, but I'm not going to put out something that's below standard and something that's under fermented. I just won't do it.
You got to balance the customer need versus the quality need. You know what I mean on that level.
Yes, you do have to balance the customer need and the quality need, and it's a seesaw.
It's a moving target.
Yeah, of course.
It's a moving target,
Yeah, for
man,
sure.
and it's never going to be. It's always like what's going on right now. What are the variables at this moment that affect that, and making the best decision on a moment by moment basis that is hopefully not going to upset anyone, but also going to not compromise the quality and integrity of the product you want to put out.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's a difficult decision to make. Like
And I want to go back to like the
product
beginning.
over profit.
Yeah, the beginning of this where you owned Good Pie now, or you own Good Pie now, but you were part of a pizza restaurant before this that you had to separate from. We'd love to hear that story. What happened there, and what did you learn from that to make Good Pie what it is now?
I think that. So we're talking about Evil Pie.
Okay.
First of all, I love Evil Pie, but I also wanted to capture the moment because I had the spotlight
Right.
more than I've ever had in my life, and I didn't want to lose that. So I went to Evil Pie with great intentions. In fact, the first meeting I went, my brother was working for the company in a different capacity, and they knew he had a pizza history and a family pizza background. I was putting together a business plan. When I met with the Evil Pie guys, I was driving Uber.
Oh, wow.
That was in October 2016.
Oh wow.
I had left a director of operations job at Dom DeMarco's, and I got to the point where I'm going to do my own thing. I was literally driving Uber all night and working on my business plan all day and out there like pitching investors that were in my Uber. Like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, my goal was like, yo, could I raise money driving Uber and like hit them with a business plan?
Great.
That's
That
a
was
classic-
literally the
That would
hustle.
be so
That's a
crazy.
classic success story though that I feel like could actually work. You know what? I was driving Uber one day, met this guy, and
Bro,
then bam.
that was
in
at
a
age, by the way, that was at age 40.
Did that work, by the way?
It didn't work, but
Okay. I just want to
Wow,
know.
because if
but-
that's where this goes, incredible.
but every pitch you put out, like when you're trying to raise money, every pitch could either be a humiliating rejection or closer to a yes.
Yeah.
For me, it was one
Or
step
you
closer
perfect
to a
your
yes.
pitch. You
Exactly.
perfect it.
Yo, if you're driving, we're sitting in traffic.
Yeah.
The rate just went up on Uber. It's just spiking. I'm chilling. Let me practice my pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a captive audience in the car. Where are we going to go?
Yeah.
We could listen to some bullshit music.
Yeah.
Listen to a podcast.
Or I
Listen to this fucking pitch real quick.
Yo, I could see, what's your favorite pizza? That's the opening line of the pitch.
Right. I like that.
What's your favorite pizza? Where'd you grow up? What was your favorite pizza? Blah, blah, blah. And then we just go right into,
I'm sure you probably got some good responses that maybe helped you mold the pitch. Maybe in the
I got a
future.
lot of people that are now Good Pie customers that
Insight.
I met as an Uber driver.
That's incredible.
That's incredible.
And I wasn't afraid of it. Like, it was a choice. Uber helped to bridge the gap because I had some savings, and I knew that if I just didn't work, I was scared of depleting my savings while not having an income. And I said, hey, I'm just going to drive Uber just to pay my bills and hustle. I was driving 10, 12 hours a day until the app told me to go home. I had to drive.
You're kicked off, bro. You
Yeah.
cannot
Yo,
earn any more
chill
money.
out.
Yo,
bro.
no, they were like, yo, you're done. You got to
Yeah.
get some
Is
sleep.
Is there a limit per day? You
Yes.
Can
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't
There's
know
a
that.
12-hour limit in a 24-hour period that they say go home and go to sleep. They kick you off the app.
Your pizza pitches have stopped
Yo,
today, pal.
stop asking for money,
Yeah,
bro.
right.
Those are our customers.
Get out of here.
Get back home, man.
But the true story is I reached the end of the road and working for people in my life at that point. And then
whatever
you know-
it takes to do it yourself, that's where you're at.
the Evil Pie meeting for me was a pitch on my concept in that space. That's what I went into there feeling.
Was that more of a pitch of a pizza maker or a business plan or both?
Business plan. So I'm like, okay, they have this space. It's a generation 2. They had a business in the space prior to Evil Pie that did not, go the way they wanted to, and they were doing something new. They had some ideas, and then Brandon Powers was partnered with that group on the Golden Tiki. Brandon came up with the Evil Pie idea because he's kind of a genius.
Yeah.
You know, he's great at conceptualizing things. He's super creative. And he came up with this thing and put it together really quickly as almost like a plan B. And then they reached out to the resources they had around available to them. And they said, hey, who can we get to execute this? And I got in the conversation. I literally wanted to go to that meeting. And my goal was to convince them to fund my project that I was trying to sell, which at that time was a project called New Brooklyn Pizza.
Okay.
And so they won that meeting because they convinced me to do their project because I sat with them and I heard what they had to say. And the whole time I was thinking, like, what could I come at with them to make them not do this project, to do my project? And they were like, look, we're looking to capture a pizza from a time and a place. And we want a New York City street slice from the 1970s. And that right away piqued my interest because I never even heard of anybody cooking pizza from a certain era in a certain location.
That's true.
1970s street slice. That's different than what I grew up on because I wasn't eating street slices in the 70s. I'm not that old. You know what I mean? I'm older than all you fuckers. I'm older than all you young bucks in here.
Oh my God.
But I'm not that fucking old. So I was eating maybe late 80s, 90s pizza, but I never even knew what a 70s slice was like. So I went. I'll never forget, the meeting was on a Friday.
I don't know what a 70s slice
I don't
is
either.
now that you say it.
The whole weekend, I went researching 1970s New York City style pizzas, and I called, of course, Arena and some other friends. And by Monday, I called them back and said, hey, I want to do this. Because they told me they wanted top 5 New York style slice on the West Coast, and they would hire me as a consultant to do it. And so I thought, this is an exciting location, an exciting project. There's people around here that I want to prove to them and to everyone watching that I could execute the GM role and the pizza maker role together at a high level and hit it out of the park.
So you did start with that. You did start being the
double whammy.
double whammy, the owner and the pizza maker.
Not the owner, but the creator.
The operator, yeah.
The co-creator of the food. Because here's the thing. With Evil Pie, it was my start into, I think, big-time pizza making. And it was the first time a pizza that I created was sold to the public, that I created. But I created something under the direction of the ownership group and what they wanted.
Right.
So we had several tastings. I presented them with option A, B, C, D, E, and they were like, we like this sauce, we like this cheese, we like this crust. Like, we did over 40 different tomatoes, over 18 different cheeses. We did 9 different flours.
You have to, right?
We did all this research in a week. Jeez. They threw me in last minute. It was like a sink or swim.
Better get that stomach ready, baby.
They were like, yo, go make pizza for us. And like, it was a Monday, and they were like, Friday we're coming in and show us what you got.
So you had a 6-pack before that, and then after that.
No, I never had a 6-pack in my life. But
At that volume 2, it's one bite. Everybody knows who
Yes.
wants to the fucking next
it
thing.
was a one-bite situation. So the thing about Evil Pie was I created the pizza that they wanted, but it was a shared, collaborative kind of effort to build something that was special. And I think particularly the first 3-4 months, it exceeded all expectations. It was
How did
a
that
complete...
first one feel? Because you said this was your first professional pizza that you ever sold. How did that like day one feel? How was that first slice out the door feel?
It was bittersweet, man, because I wanted a better quality product.
Okay.
Like, if I was already saying on day one, like, if I was choosing, I would go this route.
Right.
But I have to make the client happy, right? And they were the client.
A lot of opinions.
A lot of
Chefs in the
opinions.
kitchen, literally.
At the end of the day, it's what they wanted. Like, it's funny because when I went to Arena, we talked about the ownership group, you know, at the Lev Restaurant Group, and they're great guys.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have any bad feelings toward any of them. Just like in business, there's highs and lows, and there's ups and downs, and there's promises made, but the world changes, and we're adults here. This is the real world of business. You're talking about millions of dollars, and I wasn't getting any free ownership, right? All of the effort that I put into building Evil Pie into what it is, and the effort I put in at the beginning, I got the rewards for it because I got the recognition.
Right.
And they gave me credit. And so, no, I didn't get any ownership. And yes, there was some conversation of ownership, and we got into a thing, and I was going to leave and do my own thing, and they wanted me to stay and be part of their group, but it just didn't work out, right? And it doesn't mean anybody's a bad person. It means that we couldn't come together on a deal, and so I left. And I left with a fire lit to make the best pizza that I possibly could. When I had a choice to say, I don't have to listen to someone's opinion on what cheese they want. I know the cheese I want. Right? I don't have to listen to how much does this cost versus that cost. I know I want the most expensive shit out there. Like, my product is expensive to make. I know it. Everyone knows it. I'm an open book. I'll tell you what my cheese costs. I don't care. But the truth is that I wouldn't be where I am today without that opportunity at Evil Pie. And it's kind of like when you help give birth to something and that thing grows up and goes off on its own and you can't control it anymore, you still wish it well. You want that to be successful. And I'm always going to wish, there's still people at Evil Pie that I hired and trained and mentored and handpicked myself personally all these years later that I care about and that we actually talk. And that's behind the scenes. But the good evil thing was a connection. I knew.
Is that why it's called Good Pie?
There's a few different reasons why it's called Good Pie. But I tell you, bridging the gap between good and evil and still maintaining a connection between the people that knew, that's part of the decision. But it wasn't the ultimate part of the decision. I was in New York, and I was actually on a panel of pizza people to talk about pizza marketing. And a few different people were like, Facebook and this and that. And this was in 2017 when, people were not as committed as they are to social media today. And a lot of pizzerias were still not even doing online ordering.
Sure.
And so one guy there, I don't want to say who he is, he's kind of pizza famous.
Pizza famous.
He's
I love that.
he's pizza famous.
Pizza famous.
So
Not
he was in
TikTok
the group,
famous, pizza famous.
and he was just like, when it came for his time to talk, and this was at a packed house, he was like, you know what my marketing is? I shut the fuck up and I make a good pie. All you guys are fucking assholes. Goodbye. And that was it. And I was like, 10 minutes later, I bought the URL, goodpie.com. And then I thought about the name Good Pie. I ran it by, at the time, my friend Josh Clark had the Good Witch. And we were going to be a block away from each other. So I literally went and had a meeting with him. Was like, dude, I want to open it Good Pie. You're a good witch. I want your blessing. I need your, and he was the first guy to ever actually purchase a pizza. He gave me $100. I did family meal for him. And it was a real supportive and collaborative community.
It's awesome.
That so many people helped me to succeed because they knew that I had played a major role at Evil Pie and that now I was this little guy with no money starting up at a Z location, which, the community support and the passion kind of helped to meld together to create something that is still now grown into something that, is nationally ranked. And right now we're on the cover of this month's issue of Pizza Today.
That's big. Is that like the pizza publication?
Yeah.
Pizza Today?
I'm so proud of it.
Yeah?
Like I haven't slept
love
since
that.
I found out about it.
That's like the icon moment in the pizza world?
Listen, as an industry publication, there's no better. It's also our first national cover.
Right.
I'm so proud of the team that we have and the hard work that our group has put in to get that recognition because there's a lot of challenges, but we rose to the occasion. And when they were here, we delivered something that was cover worthy. And I couldn't be more prouder.
Well, congrats, my man.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank
man.
you.
That's incredible.
From a not just pizza specific side, but from a restaurant side, we definitely have a lot of entrepreneurs who listen to this show. Is there any advice for restaurant owners or someone who wants to open a restaurant that you've learned so far in this process?
You have one sitting next to you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I'm
So
jumping
here's
in the game.
So here's the thing, and you may not need this, but people listening may need it. I'm only gonna pay forward advice I got from like the most influential 3 mentors in my life. Right?
Yeah.
The first one's my dad. Right? He always treated me with like that I was great. From a kid, from a little, all I've ever heard from my dad was like, "You're great," and like you start to believe that after a while, and you
Yeah.
believe it, and it gives you a sense of confidence, even if it's a false sense of confidence, even if it's the borderline of confidence, arrogance.
Right. Just the belief you can do
Yo,
it.
believe in yourself.
It lets you be brave. That's what
Yeah.
it
It
is.
gives you courage. I don't
Yeah.
care about failure.
Right.
I'm not afraid to fail at anything. I failed at everything in my life, and I still get second chances.
Right.
I failed at all the things you could fail at, and I'm still standing. So it's like a restaurant success or failure is not going to define me as a human being.
Absolutely.
It's going to either work or not work, but I'm going to put my all into it. And like everything else I've done. My father would say things to me like, if you're going to do anything, be the best. Be the best shoemaker if you want to make shoes. Be the best like painter if you're going to paint, but be the best. Dedicate yourself to it. Stamina. Yo, dude, I said recently to someone online who some of these haters have been coming out and making derogatory comments and shit like that. When you start to taste success, that's part of it, right? Some guy came out and made a stupid comment. And I just said on there, it took me 30 years to be an overnight success, but I busted my ass. I was focused with a laser focus on opening Good Pie since 2006. And the people that know me since then, and they'll be at my wedding tomorrow, they know that's true. And those are the people that I give a fuck about. Like the people that read an article about me and try to judge me based on that, they could go suck a dick.
Let's go, dude. Let's
I don't
go
care.
right now. Now we're getting juicy, dude. Let's
I
go.
don't care.
Yeah.
I literally say that, and I know how that sounds. It might not sound good, but yo, walk a mile in my shoes, put in the work and sacrifice that I put in, fail the way that I failed and keep going. Risk everything and put it all in the middle and just fucking get pocket aces and still lose and come back the next day.
Yeah.
I've been through so much turmoil and like just challenges in my life and have overcome every single one with the support of a small group of people. So what someone who perceives to know me and judge me has to say about me, I could give two fucks.
What
You know what I mean?
What do these haters have to complain about what you guys are doing? Like, what do you see that's negative online about what you built?
I just think that there's people that are not ready to, there's a small group of people out there that are just unhappy with where they are in their career in this industry.
10,000%.
Right? And they haven't adjusted, right? You got to pivot like a basketball player, bro.
Yeah.
You got to literally have a pivot foot.
Yeah.
And no, you got to keep moving in this business.
Yeah.
You got to keep changing and adapting and pushing and like be fully committed. You're either all in or you're all out. That's just the way it is. People that know me know for the last 2 decades in a big way, I live, eat, shit, sleep, breathe, everything pizza. Like,
You sound passionate as hell about it. There's no
For
question
sure.
that anyone who's listening to this
I
episode
want to eat
is
some fucking
questioning-
pizza, bro.
yo,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
into
lost
it.
in
And
pizza.
I felt that way my whole life.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why it was easy for me to be a professional pizza maker because I was going to do that anyway. I did it for 30 years and no, I wasn't getting paid to do it. I did it for free. It's not about the money. It never was about the money. For me now, it's about legacy. I want to leave something behind that I can give to my family long after I'm gone, that's in the pizza space, that they can enjoy it, or have an institutionalized place where the little kids that are coming into my restaurant right now are bringing their kids when they have kids later in their lives. And that's what I look at Metro Pizza as. It's a generational business.
Right.
Kids who grew up with their grandkids. Yo, there's grandkids that have kids that are coming up in that place after over 40 years in business. That's what I
It
want for
becomes
Good
just
Pie.
Staple.
Yeah.
Just a
Beyond a
staple.
staple.
Institution.
Yeah.
An institution.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and that's what I really want to build. But going back to what you said before about entrepreneurs and the fear of success or the fear of failure. Because sometimes the fear of success can paralyze you.
10,000% too.
You know, and Paulie G said it best. And you know, I love Paulie G. I've known him for 10 years and he's given me tons of advice and he's a completely unorthodox operator. He still has tremendous success. In a lot of ways, like Paulie knows this. He's not a restaurant operator guy. He wrote his own book. He doesn't follow like the restaurant 101 like ops.
Right.
He's crazy. Like, okay, I talked to Paulie G about food costs. You know what he says? Buy it for a little, sell it for a lot. Yo, that's what he says.
Yeah.
Stop complicating
That's
shit
all
so
I
much.
do,
Yo,
right? That's
Paulie,
all
where do you
I
want to be?
do.
22%? Percent, schmerpent,
Yeah.
complaint,
What the hell is an Excel sheet, man?
gefilte, gefalte. I don't care. Excel, schmel. He
Vincent,
doesn't care.
going back real quick to what some of the things people may say or have a feeling or perception about Vincent Rotolo and Good Pie, is it a small group of people who are maybe older or set in their ways, like you said, who maybe don't really do marketing, don't get the outside of the box marketing that Good Pie does and is known for? Is that the small group of people that you're referring to? Because I'll be honest, you've had tremendous success and Good Pie's only been around a little over a year, right? Not even.
Well, the Good Pie on Main Street was a year. Officially, Good Pie started February 9th, 2018.
Okay.
And that's National Pizza Day, right? I got to say that the more, like, if you look at a guy like Tony, who's really the measuring stick for successful pizza entrepreneurs globally, and I think you look at that guy, like, he's a family man. He has 22 restaurants. He's uber successful. He's in stadiums. I mean, the guy's won 13 or 14. I don't even know how many world championships. He was the first American to do so many things in Italy. He has an international pizza school. He has a series of proteges. He's the World Pizza Champions team. He's their leader. Like, Tony's the guy, right? And I know, like, Tony probably gets those guys. Like, I've heard stories about guys who are, like, just trying to take a shot at that guy, right?
Sure.
He handles it with such grace and such class and such style. He goes out of his way to help guys like me for no other reason other than he's just a good guy, right? I wish I was as good as Tony. I'm not. People take a shot at me, I'm gonna take a shot back.
Fire him
Love
back.
that.
Like Tony doesn't do that. He's such a classy guy, and I'm not there yet. I'm not. Yo,
Yeah, no, the
I'm
exact
not.
words were they can suck a dick.
I'm not there yet as a person. I still have a chip on my shoulder.
Sure.
Yeah.
I still have some shit to prove. I think it's less than a couple years ago, but I'm still fired up, dude. Like I'm still really fired up. And when I've worked so hard to get what I have, I'm not going to allow someone to disrespect it. And I'll call them out. So yeah, every now and again, someone calls me. Like you might go in a restaurant and see, even people put pictures up of me in their restaurant with like, and make a mustache or like, there's a guy that has a restaurant in Vegas that I went out of my way to try to help, and he misinterpreted that as that I was trying to be passive aggressive, which everybody knowing me, I'm not fucking passive anything.
I'm aggressive.
I'm aggressive. Yo, if I don't like you, I don't
upset.
fucking like you. I'm not gonna fucking pretend I like you and not like you.
Was it a pizza restaurant?
A pizza restaurant has a fucking sign in their place right now. It says "fuck good pie"
In Vegas?
Yo, hating. Yeah,
What's
hate.
the name of it?
I'm not even gonna give them any
Yeah,
light
yeah.
Don't give him a fuck.
because they're not even worth it. But the truth is that there's jealousy and envy out there, and
It's crazy.
because of my personality, I'm an aggressive New Yorker, and I don't give a fuck. And I have no apologies for that.
I have a question. Is the pizza industry then more? Because you sound like there are a lot of people who really are supportive within this industry.
There is. I'm talking about the 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But-
it's more love than cutthroat. You're saying.
So much more love.
Love that.
Here's something that's going on right now. A guy named Anthony Caron, he had 800 Degrees Pizza in Vegas, and I helped to open that place. And he's a chef that was in the pizza world. That guy's incredible. He bent over backwards to try to create a pizza brand that has become huge globally. And there's always gonna be someone somewhere. Like right now, there's people looking at you guys saying, I could do what they do. Why are they getting
Absolutely.
whatever they're getting?
Yeah.
There's
By the way,
always
we're gonna come at you if you have a podcast.
Yo,
We're coming
holla
after
at
you.
me.
I
No,
will
it's-
tell you to
Retolo
suck a dick.
style, baby.
It's 3
Holla at
words.
me.
Haters gonna hate,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's it. But I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. And I know that's kind of stirs the pot, and I'm okay with it. But the truth is that there's way more love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
There
way
is.
more love. Yo, right now in the Cosmopolitan, one of the homies in the pizza industry, Falco, who was part of the revolution at, Roberta's, he's an international pizza consultant. His name is Anthony Falco. He's opening Super Frico, right, in the Cosmopolitan with Spiegelworld Group, right? Super Frico's dope. I think it might be opening this week officially. It's sick. It's a dinner theater concept that revolves around pizza as their food. It's entertainment. It's like people.
Is that taking over Rose Rabbit Live?
Yes, it's Rose Rabbit Live, exactly.
taking over Rose
So,
Rabbit Live.
that guy reached out to us, John Arena, myself, Mike Vacnine, told us he was coming to Vegas and was like, yo, man, we're not great friends, but he reached out to us and said, yo, we're coming to Vegas. We embrace him, we support him, and we welcome him into the world. You're opening a pizza spot.
Absolutely.
I want to see you succeed.
Yeah, of course.
There's a group of people that follow Arena's influence of collaboration and always helping your fellow pizza maker.
It's a community.
It's a
And
community.
that deserves more attention than the occasional guy who's
Any
just
bullshitters.
not ready to embrace that idea.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just trying to be that guy.
Yeah.
But I'm not really there yet.
Well, you said that you pivoted a lot. You obviously had to adapt and move to restaurant industry itself, the new age, et cetera.
Yeah.
Drew over here and you have collaborated a lot on social media.
Yeah.
What's your take on social media, how that works, pushing out these, like you said, these special promotional products,
It's
these social media focused food items that get everyone's eyes on Good Pie?
I mean it's huge. I mean it changes the life course of a business. It infuses your business with an opportunity to control your own destiny in a way that, for me, has revolutionized the way we think about marketing. Because I could work with a piece of content and try to get something out, and it's instant gratification. Like that could get out from my phone to an audience of thousands of people within 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And I can control it. And I could tell the story I want to tell and control the narrative the way that I want to, and just be real about it. The one thing that social media has done for us is it keeps my creative juices flowing on what am I going to give them next as far as a new product.
Right.
And we have 2 new ones that we're working on. I was supposed to bring one today. It wasn't ready. I
We'll
didn't
do a
want to
field
bring
trip.
it.
We'll do a field
We'll come
trip.
see you.
I know.
man.
Yeah,
We'll
come
see
see
you.
me.
Yeah, we'll do
So
a
we're
field trip.
doing
Some homework.
We've done right. The chicken bacon ranch blew up. Right. The stuffed Detroit blew up. We have some ones in the works with our team that I know when my chefs get crazy and they want to eat it and they start bugging out and my staff like really like, oh my God. Like I just did a vegan ravioli pizza.
Vegan
Vegan
ravioli.
pizza.
Yo, it's literally
I don't even know
off
what
the
that
chains,
means.
bro. The vegan ravioli is incredible, and on a it's you're gonna bug when you guys get it. We're working on finally. We're doing the stuffed buffalo chicken pizza. I did one already. It's insane. It's the chicken with the Frank's Red Hot and the gorgonzola in the crust. It's the ranch on top. Arena was helping me mess around with this. We made like, because we're trying to get a sweet, hot, spicy thing going. I made a celery simple syrup that's bomb.
Ooh,
Celery simple syrup
sounds
to
crazy.
put on top of this pizza. And it's just, so that's gonna be a killer. I think we're gonna get that out in November. And then for the month of October, which today's the first of the month, and I've done a couple versions of this, we're doing a collab with Soul Belly Barbecue. Chef Bruce Kalman, who's a hell of a guy, man. And it's a barbecue brisket pizza.
Come on.
But it's on a grandma. Yo, it's 8 ounces of brisket.
What the hell is a grandma slice, technically?
It's a thin and crispy square that proofs and rises for like less than 30 minutes or less.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's quick.
So now
Yeah.
I know officially what a grandma slice
Yeah,
is.
a thin square versus a thicker square or Sicilian Detroit. They proof longer period of time. They rise higher.
I think I've been acting. I
Yeah.
know what that is without actually knowing what it is.
So here's what it is. If you want to say about it's a game of inches,
Yeah.
the pizza world is a game of inches in styles, especially squares about height.
Yeah.
So if you say an inch or less is a grandma and an inch or more is a Sicilian or Detroit, that would be safe. So we measure our Detroits by the 2-inch mark. If it's not 2 inches thick, if it doesn't rise that much, it becomes croutons. That's just it. A lot of dough
You're
starts
going
out.
to salad, bitch.
Yeah, it's a
Yo,
wrap. You're a salad.
You ain't a
You're now a
pizza.
salad, bitch.
You ain't a pizza no more. You ain't a pizza no more, yo. That's
crouton.
it.
You're a
Yo,
fucking Caesar, pal.
You're now a crouton, bro. Just live with it. You still got a life. We're not throwing you in the garbage. But you're not a pizza no more,
It's
yo.
like the most insulting thing in the
I'm a
world.
crouton.
Yo,
The JV squad.
Yeah, you
I'ma
see a
start-
conveyor belt.
Put your bitch ass in the salad bowl.
Pizza,
I'm gonna start calling
salad.
people you fucking crouton.
Yeah, it's mean. It sounds mean.
Yo,
as shit.
Yeah, you're a
yo,
crouton, bro.
level up, literally.
Yeah.
You got to rise up.
Rise up.
You
Crouton
can't get
might-
it.
Might be my new like
my
insult.
shit. Yeah, for
Fucking
sure.
crouton.
You're being a
That dude's a stupid
you're
bozo.
being
He's a
a real
crouton.
you're being
Yo.
a real crouton right now. you
If
know?
you're less than 2 inches, yo, get some Viagra or be a salad.
Yeah.
I've been told that a couple times.
Be a salad.
Get your
Be a
girth
salad,
up.
yo.
Get your girth up, dude.
Be a salad.
Get your girth up.
I have a question for you.
Yo, that's funny.
Just from our conversation alone, right, man? You have an
Yeah.
incredible personality, incredible presence, right? How much do you think that goes into how all your marketing initiatives go and everything, right?
It means a lot.
Can people connect with you? Is that a driving factor in your
I try
social-
to, like, I'm the reluctant face of my brand.
Yeah.
Right? Because when we created Good Pie, we really wanted to lead with the grandma and we wanted to create a hero. What I learned from my friend Scott Wiener and some others is that every great pizzeria across the country has a hero.
Like a staple. Just
Yeah.
just
There's a
the
hero.
thing you
Evil
gotta
Pie
do.
has Evil Knievel, right? There's a hero there, right? For Good Pie, the hero's the grandma. But there's a secondary hero, and that's me. And that's just it just happened accidentally.
Right,
It wasn't by design. But because my personality is what it is, and because I feel so strongly about pizza, I'm okay leading and being the face. Like, I'm okay with it. And I'm not gonna back away from that. I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna try to connect as much as I could. Like, I'm out there in my restaurant, bussing tables, filling water glasses, greeting customers, seating people. Like, I'm out there on the floor and I'm making pizza. I'm in front and back.
Whatever it takes to just get it done throughout the day.
We're still building a company, and that's one guest at a time.
Yeah.
And I truly care how my customers feel. I want them to have a unique experience. And that's where I think the value proposition comes in. As a pizza, it's expensive. As an experience, it's the best value in the world.
Right.
We're going to give you an incredible experience that you're going to remember. We've had customers that are visiting Vegas from wherever they are. They've come back again and again. If you're only in Vegas a week and you ate at Good Pie 4 times, we did something right. And that happens all the time. They just come back.
Yeah.
My staff is incredible, and the best thing about them is they really love and they respect the commitment that I have to excellence. And that's not easy. they buy in, and I love them for it. I'm grateful for it.
I also believe that pizza is one of those food items that once you find that pizza place that you really like, that's yours.
Yeah.
You really barely ever stray, right? Like that becomes like your religious place to go to for pizza. You're not like, hey,
I
can get pizza?
don't like that though.
Yeah.
You're right.
But the average customer, not like the people who are super dedicated, but the average.
I
customer.
encourage them to
Yeah.
try other pizzerias, and that's what the Las Vegas Pizza Alliance, right? Myself and Arena are the co-founders of it.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
We
That's
started
awesome.
that. We did an event a couple years. We lost a little momentum with COVID, but next year the Vegas Pizza Fest will be back. We did the Vegas Pizza Fest in 2019. It was 20 local pizza makers, Brooklyn's best, Metro, Good Pie. Like, we invited all of what we consider to be the collaborative minds of Vegas pizza that are putting out the best stuff to be a part of it. And it was open, like Side Piece, right? They're now at Red Rock,
Yeah.
and they were at a different hotel.
Amazing name, by the way. Always
Bro,
one of my favorites.
love those guys.
Incredible name, yeah.
We are all friends. Like, behind the scenes, we call each other for help. Like, pizza makers jump around. We talk about, hey, this guy worked for you. Should I hire him or not? And they're like,
The pizza group chat.
Which
gotta
you
be
don't
lit.
really get in a lot of other food genres.
Very
like, no
true, very
one's
true.
willing to, like, I would never help out another fucking ice cream shop,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I know, and it's weird because, but that's kind of
Sure.
how Vegas pizza has elevated to a top 5 city in America.
Yeah.
It's based on the idea of we're going to support each other.
Collaboration,
Everyone's
synergy.
going to benefit
Yes.
the more
Yeah.
eyes that we all see on this area as being a
Yeah, and
staple.
it's not a selfish pursuit of it. It's led by a group of individuals that have earned the right to lead, and you don't have a choice or an option other than to follow if you want to have success. And that's what I did. Like, I could have went out on my own and been like that guy who's like, I'm not telling you my tomatoes. My secret recipe.
Did my tomatoes.
Yo,
Touch my tomatoes.
I'm ripping all the labels off. I'm going to pay a dude to rip the labels off. There's guys out there that still do that.
That's wild.
I mean, I guess, yeah, I bet. Yeah.
But there are. And what does that do? That gets you nowhere. I mean, Arena says it best, where it's like,
Can you let them know who Arena is for the people
Yes,
listening?
I'm sorry.
And these two guys that may not know.
John Arena is the owner and co-creator of Metro Pizza. He's known as the godfather of Vegas pizza, and really a pizza godfather globally. He's been, a consultant. He's the guy who worked closely with who's one of the best pizza makers in America, and Chris Decker, for over 20 years. And those two guys together as a duo, they really lead the culture of Las Vegas pizza. And I embrace them as brothers, as family, and as just really incredible human beings. You know what I mean? And they're just too good to even know a guy like me. And I mean that sincerely. They're great, and because of those guys, I want to be a better pizza guy. I care more, and I just want to be a better guy.
Yeah.
And I'm going through that transformation. Before actually having that type of influence in my life, I never would be getting married. I never would be wanting to have a complete like family dynamic and
Right.
understand about giving to others in the most generous way and how it can enrich your life. Like, I'm just trying to be less selfish, right? And more focused on giving. And that starts with your family. That starts with being a great husband, a great father, and a great leader within your own household. And I'm taking that commitment so seriously. And I never thought I'd have that in my life. I never thought I'd have that feeling of that I wanted that. And I didn't really know how much I needed it until you have people in your life that, help to remind you what's really fucking important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just real talk.
Yep.
I think you need fulfillment in a lot of different ways and areas really to feel like your life is complete, which is like, we're in the same way. I just had a baby, so I'm gonna have family vibe
Congrats.
right now. Yeah.
Congrats.
Drew's over here, been dad for a year plus
mean,
now.
Yeah, year and a half. Yeah.
I mean,
Lowe's
I've
out
seen
here just single
photos,
testing the city, so
Yeah, man. Don't worry. I'll get there one day.
One day.
Yeah.
but you will. And I admire, those great fathers out there. I'm also a grandfather. Like, I had a son at a young age. When I was 20 years old, my son Justin was born. I was in New York, and I was a kid, man. And I somehow found a way to be a great dad through a connection through sports and youth sports and
Amazing.
really kind of nurturing that relationship. But to be able to be a husband and a father right now in my life, I'm a different man. and I get another chance.
Priority shift.
It's an incredible feeling because yes, there's a dedicated pursuit of excellence for me in business in the pizza world right now that I've never had before. But having that strong family helps give you a reason for that. It can't just be, I want to be great. It's like, why do I want to work so hard? And why do I care so much? And I just want to take care of a lot of people, in the right way.
I love that. Another question. See, you're talking about a lot of faces of the pizza industry.
Yeah.
How important is Dave Portnoy in the pizza industry?
I think Dave is relatively important to most of the non-industry insiders. Like the general pizza eating public, he's like godlike, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But if you're in the pizza industry and you're really knowledgeable and you're really studying and you're honing your craft, it's cool. If
Yeah.
you can, he reviewed Good Pie, it was cool. And we had a stellar week. It's scary the influence he has.
Yeah. So when he came in, what was that shift immediately for you?
That was one of the first times we sold out of dough.
Wow.
We had lines for lunch out the door. We had people camped out, waiting for us to open. We got a 7.9 for the grandma. He
Which
said
is
it was the
very
best.
high.
Which is very high.
Which was high.
very
Are you
high.
happy with your score?
No, because I wasn't there making the pizza and he knew it.
Yeah.
So Dave Portnoy, if you're watching this, come back and let me make you a fucking pizza, bro. Don't fuck around. Don't go to a place where the B team is in there.
Oh,
That's
very
fucked
true.
up, bro.
Very true.
If you're gonna judge us and know the influence you have, make sure the fucking main guy's in there. Let me make you a fucking good pie, you fucking Momo.
Yeah, you crouton.
He's a Momo.
fucking crouton.
You fucking crouton.
fucking crouton.
So yes, he's a crouton. Fuck him. But on the other hand, I love the guy because there's a sense of support that he gave to a lot of small businesses. He knows his influence, and he's been a savior for a lot of struggling businesses.
Yeah.
And so he seems to be that good-hearted guy. But then he does something like come out with this shitty frozen pizza and go out and score it a 10. Go fuck yourself. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is frozen
Sorry.
pizza a sin?
Yes, but Good Pie might be coming out with one, and
you
we'll,
go.
change, and we'll change it.
Let's go.
We'll change it.
I love
It's a
it.
sin until it becomes good.
Right. There you go. That's fair enough.
And we're going to have the angel wings on a fucking box, and our frozen pizza will be,
That's hot.
will be worthy of a 10.
It'll be good
Or we
frozen.
won't do it.
Are you, when it comes to scaling, obviously quality and standards for you and trying to even do that in one location, what's the difficulties trying to expand that to a second location?
Yeah.
Keeping it
What's that really
consistent,
like?
all
Is
that kind of stuff.
Is that something that you've considered and want to squash it? Is that something you're considering or it's on the way?
It's
Can we-
happening.
Can we get some exclusive news for the people?
I don't have an announcement yet, but there was real progress made in a strip location within a casino. There's ongoing talks. There's contracts that were drawn that just didn't happen. So we've been really close twice on a major rollout. But the truth is that we're not really ready. It would have happened if we were really ready. And I think that I have incredible business partners that understand how to allow me to maximize the things I'm good at and support me in the areas that I need help. And every entrepreneur, you need a great team around you, and you need to be brutally honest with what you do well and what you don't do well.
Yeah.
And I'm brutally honest with myself in the areas that if I'm going to hold someone accountable to a certain standard, I have to hold myself accountable to an even higher standard and be really disciplined. And so I learned that from a really good friend of mine, Michael Chernow, who started the meatball shop in New York, and I worked with him there. And then he started Seymour's, and he
He's
had
huge,
an exit
yeah,
from
he's
there.
huge.
Yeah.
And he just launched a company called Creatures of Habit. And he's now like a fitness, like he's a professional bodybuilder. He changed his whole body, his whole life. And he has this oatmeal called the Protagonist. It's this protein-based oatmeal. So because he's my friend and I want to support him, a month ago I ordered it, right? And it's expensive. And you're like, all right, let me support my boy. I've been eating it every day and not exercising at all. And my whole body's changed.
Crazy.
And I'm not just saying that. So I hit him up the other day. I was like, dude,
What's in this shit?
you literally have done it again. And so guys like that inspire me. They keep reinventing themselves and pushing forward and finding new businesses to start and exiting and finding new businesses to start and exiting and doing things that they feel like they're really passionate about and just telling the story of how you evolve as an entrepreneur. And I want to follow that path. So the next thing I open, it might not even be a good pie. it might be something else that I feel I could add value to the space. It might be the next chapter of the story I want to tell in the life of Vincent Rotolo as an entrepreneur.
Right.
And there's things coming.
Are you shooting for? All right, here, since we can't get specifics from you, we can narrow it down. Are you shooting Vegas Strip or off the Strip?
Both.
Okay.
Both. We're talking to some real amazing partners and entities that we want to align with. There's a lot of great things happening on Main Street. You know, everybody knows or should know that a few doors down from Good Pie, you know, the Wolfgang Puck Group is going to build an incredible restaurant, like a brasserie type place. That's a 4-meal period place. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night, brasserie feel. Like, that's a huge restaurant group. You know, David Robbins and his crew over there, they're amazing restaurateurs that have had the blueprint for success on and off Strip in Vegas for the last 3 decades, right? And they're coming to Main Street. Yeah. So Main Street will be the focus, but also the Strip. And there's a lot of empty space on Main Street, and it's only getting bigger and better. So we're looking to focus on doing something there. And, you know, my wife-to-be, Mariana Alvarado, she is incredible. She has a company called Mas Azul. I've been working together with her on some plans to launch a new version of Mas Azul, and that's going to be huge. She has some things that she's done that we can't even talk about, but in the last 30 days, she shot 3 major TV shows, and she has another one. She's going to be a real force to be reckoned with in the nixtamalization of corn tortillas and heirloom corn products that are exploding across America. There was recently an article just yesterday or 2 days ago that came out in Bon Appetit. You should check out Mas Azul and look at that article. It's incredible, the trend of what's happening and the artisanship of real Mexican food that can be embraced both by Mexicans, authentic Mexican food, and Americans. Like, help to bridge the gap between commercialized Mexican food and authentic Mexican food. Right. They're bridging that gap right now, and it's going towards more of like acceptance on both fronts, right? And that's just something that's never happened in America.
Yep.
It's never happened in this country. And it's happening now in Vegas. It's happening in Nashville. It's happening in San Antonio. It's happening in LA. It's happening in Brooklyn. And all of the people that are doing it are part of another group of Mexican artisans that want to preserve tradition and heritage, but also want to apply modern technology to making heirloom corn tortilla and masa products. And it's amazing. So food stories like that are what I want to be a part of, right? And I'm always going to be connected to that. Preserving tradition and heritage and utilizing technology and innovation to try to forward, to continue to tell the story, but not lose sight of what made it special to begin with. And we've lost our way in the food world in the 80s, in late 70s, 80s, early 90s, when mass-produced, easy access, cheap food products became available through chains. And now we see what that's done to our bodies, gluten-free, celiac, rejecting wheat products. That's all part of the big food, you know, corporate thinking of producing food that our bodies now say we don't want that anymore. And the next generation of American consumers want better quality, more authentic food that are the best of the best, that are rooted in tradition, but are still easy access. And now with technology and Instagram and online ordering and the explosion of, like, you know, contactless payments, it's all going to be readily available. And there's a food revolution going on, and you're either part of it or you're not, but it's going to happen, and it's happening.
Yeah, it seems like you're in the know. Like, you're on the track for
I live, eat, and breathe it.
You're welcoming the future.
I'm happy about it, man, and I'm stoked about it. Like, and Drew too. He's transitioning from marketing to operating, and his food is delicious.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen what he's doing, and I think deliciousness. I think, I don't care what culinary school you went to, who you know, who you worked with, how many fucking knives you have and how expensive they are and who sharpens them. I don't give a fuck. It either tastes good or it doesn't.
Right. I make the best burger in the city, and I'll put the smoke on anyone, any chef
Let's
dork
go.
in this city.
And that's real talk. And I'm
with love.
Honestly,
Always.
I haven't even tried it yet, but I know this guy has a great palate. He knows what tastes good. He knows what doesn't. And he'll hit you with hate if your shit is whack. He's real about it.
Facts.
And I've seen it done. He's not just going to say your shit is good if it's not good. And that's what I love.
I mean, for a small fee, we can arrange. We can.
Just
get it after we get in.
But the truth is that I'm excited about the food scene locally, globally, and nationally. And things are happening now that have never happened in food history. And we're in the golden age of food right now. And we don't even know it but we're in it. the golden age is upon us, and you're going to seize the moment and really capitalize on better quality, better ingredients in a real way. Not like, okay, the fake better ingredient, better quality person. Not that guy. The true best quality food product that are easily accessible, that people can order by just touching their phone and getting it, showing up. That's happening, and I'm embracing it, man, and I'm proud of it.
Well, I'll tell you this. I've never wanted pizza more in my fucking life.
Yeah,
Come to Good
I'm
Pie.
on fire.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go to Good Pie.
Come to Good Pie.
Look, the Sultan of Sauce, thank you for coming on. By the way, your wedding is tomorrow. This
Wedding.
will come out after the wedding. So
Congrats.
congratulations,
Congratulations, sir.
I'm
That's
so
absolutely
blessed.
huge. Thanks for coming on right before this. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm a huge fan of the show because you guys do things at a high level. You're great at your job. So thank you so much for having me here. And if anybody wants to contact me, I'm an open book. You can DM the Good Pie LV, at Good Pie LV on Instagram.
Let's go. Tell them.
I'm on it.
Yo, email me directly. If you have questions about anything, pizza@goodpie.com. Please don't send the hate mail, but just send the love, and I'll try to collaborate with you and work with you.
Let's go. Guys, go to Good Pie.
Yes,
we
sir.
thank you as always for tuning in at the Residency Pod. Vincent Rotolo.
Thank you guys
Sultan
for
of
having me.
Sauce.
Sultan
We out
of
of here.
Sauce.
Later, guys.
SOS.